Hi, I'm Daniel with etrailer, and today I'm going to show you how to install the Curt trailer wiring on our 2026 Toyota Camry. Camrys aren't known for towing, but they can tow some small trailers and maybe some jet skis down to the lake. Or if you have a bike rack back here, a lot of those have built-in lights. So wiring just allows you to have your lights visible on your accessory or your trailer, so you can have your turn signals or your brake lights. As far as install goes, there is a lot to this. You're taking off the entire fascia, and there's a ton of parts you're going to have to remove, and then remember how to put back on. So I would recommend going for our dealer locator and getting a professional to get this installed. But if you're looking to do it yourself, follow along, and I'll show you how to do it. Starting off, I got the trunk open, and we need to remove the taillights. So I'm going to remove this trim piece. I'm just going to get this pulled out. And it's going to reveal 3 fasteners. I'm just going to use a 10mm socket. Get these all removed. Now we can remove the taillight. You want to pull straight out, so it might be easier to have a palm on the back and kind of shake it to get it removed. Then I'll get this unplugged as well. It's going to be a button on top that you push down, and you can just pull them out. Same with that one. I'll do this on both sides and get this set in a safe area. We are going to be taking the fascia off, so I taped off the seam where we're going to pull it off just so it protects the paint. Now over here on the wheel well, there's a couple of fasteners we'll have to remove. Over here closest to the seam, it's going to be a push pin style. So I got a really fine flat head screwdriver. There's going to be opening on either side. I'm just going to wedge it in, give it a twist, so I can get the core of this push pin to come out like that. And with that out, I can get a trim panel tool and pull it the rest of the way out. Now there's going to be 3 Phillips head screws attaching this mud flap. So I just got an angle drill, and I'm going to get these removed. If you don't have an angle drill attachment, you can just use a small ratchet as well. Now this is the bottom of that mud flap, and there's one more fastener. Take that off and set this to the side. Now there's going to be a ton of push pin style fasteners on the fascia, so I'm just going to get my flathead and do the same thing, get these removed. I'm getting that core pushed out. Now this is a newer vehicle right now, but if these are full of dirt, these can be difficult to get removed. So do use that trim panel tool so you don't break them. There's going to be one more push pin style, and that's not attached to the fascia, but it is attached to this underbody panel, and we're going to have to remove this as well. Now I'll use a 10mm socket, get this bolt removed. This is going to be closer to the passenger side. Towards the front of the vehicle, there's going to be more fasteners. These are going to be plastic. I'm going to still use a 10mm and just pull down on that, and they're going to be attached. And if they do pop off, don't worry, you just put those back on later. Now closer to the rear of the vehicle, there's going to be 2 more, and this is going to be a 13mm socket. Again, you might have to just pull down on that plastic. Now with those removed, we can get this pulled out and set to the side for now. We're going to take a rubber isolator off the exhaust, so I just got a strap securing it so it just supports the weight. And that rubber isolator is right here. I got some silicone spray. You can use soapy water if this is proven to be difficult to get off. Just take a pry bar and get this to slide off. There's going to be another one closer to the cab. I'll do the same thing. I'll get this one removed. And now we can drop this down. We're going to be taking this heat shield down. Got a 10mm socket. There's going to be 2 fasteners. Get that removed and set to the side. Now we can get the fascia removed, so I'll grab one end and just pull back. There's going to be fasteners all along here. Look at this. And I'll do this to the other side, and then I'm going to grab some help to get this removed. I got Ethan over there helping me get this removed. We're just going to pull away, work our way in the middle. And don't pull out too far, there may be a plug, but looks like we don't have one today, so we can just set this to the side. Now we took the fascia off because we were putting on a hitch anyway, so it just made it a little bit easier. There's a couple different ways to do this. You can keep the fascia on and maybe extend your wires and then fish them up into your cavity where your light was, or you can take some of the panels out inside your trunk and get to it through this grommet. But we're just going to do it this way, and we'll start by locating what wire does what. So I'll just grab somebody to go through our functions, and I'll test each one of these with a light tester. So I just ground it to something metal, and usually I can get to some of these metal prongs, and we'll just go left turn, right turn, brakes, and running lights, and figure out all the wires. So we got the left turn going right now, and I already tested it, so I know it's this teal wire on our smaller plug, but I'll just show you. Put this in there. Try and touch metal, and you can see that light's blinking. So that's how I know it's going to be that turn signal. So that's going to be our left turn, and then our larger plug, the black wire, is going to be your running lights, and the tan wire is going to be your brake lights. Now your colors might be different, so definitely test them and make sure. And for the right turn on that smaller plug, it's going to be that purple wire. Now we need to find a spot for our control module. It does have a sticky backing, but it's always good to attach it so it doesn't come off in the future. So there's a spot right here where I took this wire off of our threaded post, and actually I'm going to get our ground on here first. So that's a good spot for a ground. And I'll put washer, and I'll take our sticky backing off. And I'll get this attached, stuck on. Then I found a nut that will fit on this. I'll just get this tightened down. I already cut our left turn and spliced it, and I'm going to connect this to our yellow wire on our harness. Get these together. And I have a heat shrink butt connector. Now these don't come in the kit, but they're really nice to have because they can shrink around your wire, and it'll make it waterproof so those won't get corroded in the future. Next I'll cut the black wire. And strip this back. Next I'll cut the black wire, which is going to be our running lights or our taillights. That's going to connect to our brown wire. And actually on the control box itself, we'll have what all the colors are. So you can check that if you're needing to. And we'll just connect these the same way. And our tan wire is going to be our brake lights, which is going to be our red wire on our wire harness. Our green wire is going to be our right turn, so I'll route that over to our passenger side. And then this is going to be our 4-pole plug. And I'm just going to route this over there as well. And this will just drop down near our hitch. Just put this behind the bumper for now. I'll zip tie this green wire to this existing harness. I ran it over and I spliced it into the purple wire over here. Your kit comes with a long black wire, and that just needs to be spliced into the black wire that's on our control box. So I'll get another butt connector and crimp this down. Routed this black wire all the way over to our passenger side because our battery is in our trunk. So I actually cut a hole in this grommet. I took it out, cut a small hole, and ran it through there. So now I can just put this back in place. That'll stay right there. And here it is, ran into our vehicle. And then there's just a panel covering our battery right here. And we'll get this connected to our power. Using a 12mm socket, I'll get this nut removed on our positive post. We're going to attach an inline fuse to our positive post and then the black wire. So I'm going to get a eyelet, crimp it on one end, and then the other end I'm going to connect a butt connector. Now this is the one from the kit. Doesn't need to be a heat shrink since it's going to be inside the vehicle. I routed our black wire over here, and I'm going to just connect this to our fuse. Then I'll connect our eyelet to our battery. Just left this a little bit longer so you can pull it out and use it. So I did make a notch in this plastic piece so this can close. We'll just get this tightened back down. We'll just close this, and I'll put the fuse in now, and after that, you can test everything, make sure it's working properly. Now we got our test light connected into our plug back there, and if you're doing this at home, you can just connect it to your trailer. So I'll go through our functions here. So we got our running lights, we got our brake light, got our left turn, and we got the right turn. Now that we've confirmed everything's functioning properly, I'll take a heat source and get all of our connectors shrunk. Now we'll go ahead and put the fascia back on the same way we took it off, and then we'll put our taillights back in. That was a look at how to install your Curt trailer wiring on your 2026 Toyota Camry.